right, welcome or welcome back to A Life in Delusion. I'm Q. We're here to do lifestyle, self-development, growth, creating a dream life. We're here to do a lot of things, but it's mostly about the journey, which is a great opener because we're going to talk about some things that will help along the way today. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video if you want to follow along. I'm excited. We're just getting started, so now is probably the best time to get here so you can get in on the ground level, get in from day one to see, start to finish how this thing is moving along. But let's get into it. So today, this is gonna be 6 things that changed my life fast. I think it was originally gonna be 5, but I have 6. And I have a bonus one, so stay tuned to the end of the video for the bonus. And I wrote fast, but it wasn't, whatever I was thinking at the time, we're gonna rock with that. 5 things that improved my life fast. So kind of piggybacking off the fast thing, the first thing I wrote down was to think as far as trusting the process, taking baby steps, and really falling in love with the journey of things instead of kind of worrying and focusing on the destination. So just to kind of a topic that's been important for me, and I know it's important for a lot of people, it's kind of fitness, weight loss oriented. I know a lot of people will get into it I'd say years ago. I got into this mindset, but not so much in the past, I'd say 5 or 6 years. It's saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50, 100 pounds, whatever it is. And focusing on that and focusing on the scale instead of having kind of a bigger picture mindset of I want to be fit, I want to be healthier, I want to be able to do this, 5K, 10K or whatever, I want to swim, or I want to, whatever, like kind of an external goal, or I think that's a good way to put it, an external goal instead of focusing all that on a number that you really don't have complete control over, versus saying, okay, I want to be able to run a mile straight. That's something that you can physically work towards on a daily basis. However often you're working on that, that's something you can accomplish. But trying to force your body into losing a certain amount of weight or be a certain size is something that you really may have no control over, or may not have the knowledge on how to do that, and devolve into doing unhealthy things like restricting your food or overworking yourself. So I think falling in love with the process of just getting healthier, or adopting a new morning routine. So it kind of can go hand in hand. People who want to work out in the morning. I want to be up at, you say I want to be up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym. A lot of people will, and they try to put all of that together. So now I normally don't wake up till 9:30. Now I have to wake up at 6 o'clock, get dressed, go to the gym. All that is overwhelming. It can be overwhelming if you're not already strong mentally. So I think a better way to approach that would be waking up first. If you're used to waking up at 9, now you want to start waking up at 8 for a week. Then wake up at 7, then wake up at 6, and then wake up, get dressed, maybe go for a walk instead of jumping into the gym. And then work your way into doing, a more, progressively more heavy gym routine. So I think jumping in kind of feet first is not productive or encouraging for long-term commitments and long-term habit building. That's just been my experience, is to really take it slow and build your way up. Like for instance, when I jumped back into the gym, I hadn't been to the gym in months, and I started twice a week. Actually, let me back it up. I started going for a walk every morning, or most mornings, and then I started going to gym for like a more intense workout twice a week, and now I'm up to, like this past week, I've done it every day. I then went 7 days straight. Today's my first morning off, and it feels, I didn't want to mentally, just because I like the feeling I get from a good workout, but my body needed, my body needed a day to rest. Normally I would take Sunday off, but I was kind of moving around, and I decided to go to the gym on Sunday too. but my body was telling me, my mind was telling, my spirit was telling me that I needed to take a day off and just rest. And this morning I woke up and I felt so tired and just like I needed that. I slept pretty solidly through the night. I was tired, so I'm glad I listened to myself. Check out the last video about radically listening to myself if you haven't seen that. So yeah, trust the process, baby steps, take things very slow. So next up is putting myself first. And you know, I gotta put me first, Lucius. I'm gonna insert the clip if I can find it. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. And by that, I mean how I start my day. The first part of my day, 100% for me about what I need to do to be successful that day, to be successful long term. I wake up and I have a morning routine. More often than not, it's involving a workout. More often than not, it's involving some music if I'm in the mood for that. Some educational stuff, like a podcast or like a self-help audio book. I'll listen to that. Just really getting myself, giving myself the first piece of my energy for that day. I know a lot of people wake up and go directly to work. That doesn't sit right with me. I can't. I don't want to wake up and the first thing I do is give somebody else, you know, the best parts of me, because I feel like I'm the best and most energized earlier on in the day. That's when I have the most clarity, the most energy to give, and I want to give it to myself first. So number two, I think this is putting myself first. Next one is, there's like a quote, I don't know if it's like a biblical quote or whatever, or like a, you know, ancient, I don't know, Sanskrit, something about controlling what I can, changing what I can, and letting everything else go. And I think this kind of hits home the most in like relationships and dealing with other people and like interpersonal things, is you can't control other people. But like romantic relationships, friendships, your coworkers, your boss, whoever, you can't make them act a certain way. The only thing you can control is yourself. So if, you know, someone's making you upset, you get to decide how you react. You get to decide how you respond. If there's somebody, you know, in traffic annoying you, you get to decide if you're gonna get upset about that. Like, is that really worth it? Somebody cut you off. It's not a big deal. It's annoying, sure. It's aggravating, sure. But why are you so easily angered by a stranger? Think about that. Take that into consideration. Why is this stranger able to manipulate your emotions? Think about that. Really, really think about that. Yeah, and then, you know, in any situation you find yourself, if you're unhappy in your relationship, if you're unhappy in your job, if you're unhappy in your living accommodations, you can change them. Sometimes people feel stuck or feel like they have to take what's given to them. You can, but apparently you don't like it, so why not do something about it? If you don't like it, change it. If you can't, try. I don't know. I feel like there's just so few things you can't change. I can't even think of something right now in my life that I can't change if I didn't want to. It depends on how bad you want it, I guess. Like I'm just thinking about, like I'm pretty fresh into this lease now. But if I wanted to, I could move. It's gonna be a headache and it's gonna cost me a lot of money to get out of this lease, you know, a few months into it. But if I wanted to bad enough, I could make it happen. I don't know what or how or when or why, but if I wanted to, I could. If I wanted to, I don't know, go and run a marathon right now. How bad do I want that? What am I willing to sacrifice to get there right now? It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. But I could, you know, in theory, there's like nothing stopping me. Nobody's going to stand in my way but myself, and that's kind of the overarching theme of it all, is you're the only one stopping you from having what you want to have. The next thing that changed my life fast is reading. Reading is something, I think I touched on this in another video, something that I was really into as a child and as a teenager. I read a lot of books, mostly novels and just kind of, you know, for fun. But now I'm getting into reading um, more for learning purposes. I think that's what kind of did the transition when I was younger, very young. I read for fun, and I got to like college and high school, and it was just reading to study and learn. And then I just stopped altogether for the most part. So I just kind of started that process over again and started reading for fun again, and now I'm reading to learn and gain knowledge. I do both now. I read, I have like typically a novel that I'm reading, and then I have sometimes 2 or 3 educational or self-help books that I read, you know, kind of interchangeably. For reading, just to get off of, you know, the technology for a moment throughout the day, to get away from screens for a little while, and just to really tap into that creativity, especially in the novels. You have to imagine what people are looking like. You have to imagine these towns and the settings and the, you know, body language. You have to really imagine all of that. And I think that just taps into a different part of your brain than watching a TV show or watching a movie, or, you know, on Instagram or whatever you're doing with your free time. I think it just taps into a different part of your brain that we are, as a society, are getting away from. And for me, it's been really beneficial of just letting me kind of reset throughout the day, or at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, typically when I read. It's kind of letting me kind of just reset, like I said, and do something a little different. I find myself, maybe over the past 6 months to a year, I don't really have the attention span to sit down and watch a TV show, like a series. I just can't pay attention. So my mind is always going somewhere else, but what reading makes me kind of focus in on these words and on the story and follow along. That's, you know, I don't know, my brain just likes that better right now. So I'm leaning into it, like I said, radically listening to myself. I'm leaning into my interest in where my body and my mind are taking me to, and trusting that I'm going to the right places. And of course, the self-help books and the educational books, that's kind of evident. Find something you enjoy, find something you're interested in. You just never know where it'll lead you. 9 times out of 10, it'll be somewhere good. So I definitely encourage everybody to pick up an actual physical book. We have, I listen to audiobooks too, and I don't really like ebooks, like reading off a screen. I haven't gotten into that. I don't know. I don't really care for it. But if that's, you know, an option for you, if that's what you prefer, go for it. But I definitely encourage everybody to pick up physical books, and with paper and spines and bookmarks and all of that. I think that's just a great experience to really start incorporating back into your everyday life. The next thing is exercise, and I've been harping on this, I think, from the beginning of the video. Exercise, whatever that looks like for you: swimming, walking, biking, actually going to a gym and getting on the equipment, treadmill, you know, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, yoga. It's endless. Like, there's no excuse, there's no limitations on what you can or can't do. If you have, you know, if you're able-bodied and you're blessed to be able to exercise, you should be. I'm not even gonna like bookend that or have a caveat or anything. If you're able to exercise, you should be. There's like, time isn't an excuse anymore, because we have time to do everything else. You have time to, you know, play around on your phone. You have time to watch TV. You have time to do whatever. You have time to exercise. 20, 30 minutes a day. That's nothing. That's literally nothing. So make time to exercise, period. Next is, so I'm coming back to this topic. I'm really listening to myself. I think I talked about that a lot in the last video, or I don't know which order these are gonna come out in. Listening to myself. That job had been harping on me that I'm going to quit. I need to quit, but I was trying to delay it just because of a fear of, now I'm gonna, you know, cut out one of my income sources. I quit. I slept like a baby. The next day, I got sick leading up to, you know, before I actually went ahead and let them know. I got like really sick, and I had to like take a sick day, and I don't get sick. I had to take a sick day, lay down, all that kind of stuff. Take a full week off of going to the gym because I just felt that bad, and I didn't want, whatever I had, I didn't want to spread it to other people. So I let them know. I took a shower just to wash that energy, go ahead and get that off of me. went on about the rest of my day, slept like a baby. I just felt peaceful instantly. That's how I know things are right for me, when I just feel peaceful. When I get out of somebody's energies, I was dating this guy briefly a little while ago, and I got around him and I just felt like I just kept getting like a shock, like an electrical shock, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I got away, I came back home, and I was just like, oh wow, that's just crazy how much of a difference it made of me just getting away. But yeah, so I quit the job, and then slept like a baby, got the next day, hit a PR for my mile time trial. Just because I didn't have that weighing on me anymore. So really just listening to myself and understanding if it's something I'm just kind of battling with in my head, it's time to make a decision, one way or the other, or it's gonna keep pulling from me in a way that's not beneficial. So really listening to myself, for my diet, for my sleep, for my everything I'm doing, from engaging in social events with or with my family, everything, just really listening to what I'm being directed to do by me. I feel like I'm my best advisor. I know what is going to be best for me long term, so I need to really tap into that and listen to that instead of being, and it's not really a big issue for me anymore, but just I have to remember from time to time that I'm going to make the best decisions for me. I'm the best point of reference for what I need to do and where I need to be and who I need to be with. So that's that, listening to myself. And then finally, bonus one is gratitude. Gratitude has changed my life in such a major way. Just being thankful. I know manifesting and all of that is just very prevalent in the zeitgeist right now, but just being grateful for everything I have, for everything that's coming my way, and for everything that I pray for little things, big things. If I don't hop into my phone first thing in the morning, which I really try not to do, I wake up and I look out of my window to this view that I prayed for and manifested, and I just say thank you for letting me be in this position to have this, home that I designed and I created and I asked for. Being grateful to have good food to eat every day. Being grateful to have access and the ability to exercise. Being grateful to have time to myself. Being grateful to be able to pick up hobbies and things that I enjoy in life. Be able to read at the end of the day. So I know some people, have other responsibilities and other obligations that they don't have a lot of time for themselves in the moment. But again, I encourage you to really take a close look at your schedule and figure out where you can make changes to put yourself, put more time into yourself. So yeah, just really being grateful. That's probably the biggest of everything on this list, is being grateful for the things you have, the things you don't have. And really, I think I'm gonna make this a separate video, but really just reframing how you think about life and how you think about your circumstances. You have a sink full of dishes, that means you had some food to eat that day. You have laundry to do, that means you have clothes to wear. You have, rent to pay, that means you have somewhere to live. So just really being grateful, like I said, for big things, small things, having running water and electricity and air conditioning. And, you have your light bill comes up, like, oh, this light bill is $150. Number one, you have the money to pay, I hope. You have the money to pay that light bill. And number two, you have electricity and air conditioning or heating or whatever you need to be able to make your home more comfortable. That's a price you pay for those comforts. Some people don't have the option. Some people have to be hot when it's hot outside. Some people have to be cold when it's cold outside. So really think about what a blessed position you're in. They always say there's somebody that has it worse, and that's true. There's somebody that has it better, but there's always somebody that has it worse. So really just being blessed that you're in the position you're in, whether it's where you want to be or not, whether it's your ideal or not, you have so much to be thankful for. And I think it's important and invaluable, and to really appreciate that at all times, or as often as you can. as I look out to, like I said, this view I prayed for, that's better than even what I initially thought I would have, because the apartment I ended up in is not what I was kind of pining after. I had a different view and all of that. This one came along at the last minute and I scooped it up, and it's better. It's better than what I had envisioned for myself. So, you know, the universe is always gonna provide more than you can even fathom sometimes. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Be grateful, be thankful, be positive, go out there and do great things. Like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more, definitely stay tuned. I'm putting out videos every Sunday, 10 a.m. What else? Subscribe. Thank you for coming back. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for watching.